Why, hello there, you magnificent people of the free market. Welcome to 20 Minutes with Kuhle. Wait, did I say 10? No, screw that. The ANC's incompetence deserves an overtime roast. I'm Kuhle, your chain-smoking, tax-paying truth serum for South Africa's slow-motion car crash. Today, we're dissecting the Solidarity Movement's big US adventure, like it's a frog in biology class. Except this frog's hopping mad and about to ribbit all over Cyril Ramaphosa's pressed suit. Picture this. While our dear leader, is off at the UN pretending he's got the charisma of a damp sock, a bunch of actual working stiffs, i.e. farmers, engineers, the folks who keep the lights on when Eskom's napping, are storming Washington like it's the last bribe before Armageddon. They're calling it community diplomacy. Cute, right? Sounds like a bake sale for better trade deals. But nah, it's a frontal assault on the ANC's diplomatic diarrhea. Strap in, my fellow capitalists. We've got hypocrisy ignored, letters, and enough Trump love to make a snowflake melt. Let's pretend this isn't a national embarrassment and just enjoy the fun that we are going to have with the story. Flip buys. Solidarity's chairperson and the man with more spine than the entire ANC's caucus combined says the country is too important to live in their hands, and I agree. But it's a bit of an understatement of the century. Flip, I mean, who hands the keys to the Ferrari to a toddler hopped up on Red Bull and state capture. Solidarity's this ragtag army of 50 constituent bodies, AfriForum included, packed with the salt of the earth types, the boer who milk cows at dawn while dodging expropriation threats, the Indian tech whiz coding apps in a Durban garage because BEE quotas said not today, the black entrepreneur in Soweto who's tired of paying protection money to EFF thugs disguised as comrades. These aren't lobbyists in Armani suits. They are the producers, the wealth creators, the ones subsidizing Cyril's caviar dreams. And what do they get for it? They just get ignored. Like that spam email from your long-lost Nigerian prince. Hi, could you send me $200 so I can buy a ticket to fly back to Nigeria? You know those scams. So here's the plot twist that will make your inner capitalist fist pump. They're kicking off this extensive US visit. Think cross-country road trip, but instead of in and out burgers, it's smoozing state senators and federal fat cats. Announced on Thursday like clockwork, just days before Ramaphosa waddles into his UN sideshow, rubbing elbows with Congress leaders and industry titans because that's what he loves. With the irony, it's thicker than a politician's expense report. Cyril's itinerary: no Trump meets up because why bother with the guy who actually knows how to make deals when you can virtual signal about Gaza? But solidarity, they're going full MAGA missionary, advocating for the country, the economy, and the people who are working. Working? As opposed to the ANC's full-time job of not working. Genius. And get this, they've been begging Pretoria to let them help fix the US relations train wreck. Letters to Ramaphosa himself. Hey Cyril, let's chat solutions before your special envoy gets visa denied like a bad Tinder swipe. Response: crickets. Cru-cru. Or worse, that snide dismissal from spokesperson Vincent Magwenya. Peddling lies. Lies, mate? The only lie is the ANC's 2024 election promise that they'd fix anything besides their Swiss bank accounts. Oh, but let's pause for the government's heroic comeback. Crickets will just intensify. Yeah, that's what I thought, Buys lays in an autopsy report on ANC foreign policy. The government and the ANC are complicit in the poor diplomatic relations between South Africa and the US and can no longer be trusted to handle it alone. Complicit. That's diplomatic speak for You lot broke it, we fixed it, now pay up. And why the US, you ask? Because duh, America's our golden goose, the one laying export eggs worth billions. While the ANC chases bricks fairy tales with Putin and his shirtless selfies, we've got no ambassador in key spots, our special envoys visa-less like a backpacker overstaying in Bali, and state-level ties decayed worse than a Josie sidewalk. Previously, we had diplomats schmoozing governors over stakes. Now it's just radio silence, because who needs Texas oil money when you've got Cuban sugar daddy dreams? Or should we talk about Cuban cigars? Enter Solidarity's masterstroke. They see themselves as the Trump-aligned MAGA cavalry. Yahweh, baby. Not the soy latte version, but the real deal. Borders, business, and balls. Buys drop this gem. The question is not what the Solidarity movement is doing in the USA, but where is the government? Where indeed? Probably at some WEF cocktail party, toasting Klaus Schwab, while the rand does the limbo under 20 to the dollar, while Pretoria and Washington's on life support beeping faintly like an ESCOM transformer. Solidarity's been quietly building trusted relationships through community diplomacy, which means actual handshakes with real Americans, not Zoom calls with Davos talks. They are offering a positive alternative to the currently existing decaying state of relations. Decaying, like that boerewors you left in the sun too long at the braai. And in a post-Biden world, wait, 2025. Trump's back, isn't he? Fingers crossed, this is prime time. Congressman Ronnie Jackson from Texas, that salty Navy vet already foaming at the mouth over ICJ clownery against Israel and the ANC's deep-rooted corruption. Deep-rooted, you ask. Try Kudzuvai, choking the soul of the nation. Solidarity's sliding in. They are now dossiers. Ronnie, here's the real SA farmers feeding Africa, not the ANC Hamas fan club. But oh, the pearl clutching from the Rainbow Palace. Ramaphosa's blaming these groups for US sanctions, accusing them of racist misinformation. Really, Ramaphosa? Racist? Please, give me a break. That's the ANC's go-to hoodoo doll. Stick pins in white monopoly capital, while Zuma's mates siphon off billions. Deputy Minister of International Relations, Alvin Boetz, chimes in, misrepresenting the South African experience. The experience, Alvin? You mean 30 years of blackouts, 55% unemployment, or 70% youth unemployment, joblessness, a healthcare system that is dead? Now you want NHI, which is just some pipe dream? Now that's not misrepresentation. That's the damn brochure. Buys fires. This follows a year where the ANC seriously damaged relations with the USA. No kidding, through grandstorming at the ICJ, cozying up to Iran, and pretending deepfakes of white farmers getting strung up are fake news. The consequences are felt by ordinary people, says Bias. Ordinary people like the mom in Mitchell's Plain scrapping by on UIF, while USA dries up, or the Zulu miner in Rustenburg watching his pension evaporate because investors bolted for friendlier shores, like, I don't know, actual functioning countries. The funny thing is, when President Donald Trump campaigned, he campaigned on America first. Same as when Javier Milei campaigned in Argentina, it was on Argentina first and cutting the bloated size of government. When the ANC and the comrades complain, they say, Amanda. But let's leave that. Let's zoom out, shall we? Imagine you're a fly on the wall in that Solidarity war room. Flip buys pacing like a caged lion, with written letters plural to Ramaphosa, offering to resolve the diplomatic crisis and deal with its consequences and possible solutions. Ignored, right? Like your kid's school fees reminder. So now they're zigzagging the US. They're looking at Texas for the guns and God crowd, DC for the deal makers, maybe a detour to Florida for some DeSantis deep-fried diplomacy. The purpose? To advocate for the country. the economy, and the people working. Working? Oh, the horror. Actual labor over looting. This is the opposite of Pretoria's playbook, which is basically blame colonialism, then brunch, then, blame apartheid and all that stuff. Cyril's UN joint, meeting Congress leaders and CEOs on the sly, because nothing says power move like sidebar chats while the world laughs at your empty chair next to Trump's. No White House invite. Shocker. Trump's probably too busy building walls, actual tariffs, and doesn't have time to waste on a guy whose biggest export is excuses. And let's get this right, because I'm feeling that itch to call out the street level scam. This ain't abstract geopolitics, it's your daily grind, getting ground into dust. US relations are tanking, boom, higher fuel prices because sanctions bite imports, investments flee. Say goodbye to that tech park in Cape Town that should have been South Africa's Silicon Valley that could have employed your niece or your nephew. As well as aid cuts are gone. Hello, more clinics without meds, schools without books. Like many other infrastructure in the country, the government's diplomatic infrastructure has imploded. Imploded, not just failed. Kaboom. Like a Gupta firework at the Waterkloof runway. We've gone from state-level schmoozing to not even an ambassador. It's like the ANC took our foreign policy, threw it in a shredder, and used the confetti for their next catered deployment party. Solidarity is stepping in because, shockingly, private initiatives beats public paralysis. That's conservatism 101, folks. When the state's a sinkhole, capitalists grab the shovel. Free markets don't need permission slips. They just deliver. Now, because nothing says right-wing real talk like hard cash, South Africa's economy is a sleeping giant with diamond mines, fertile farms, ports that could rival Singapore if the ANC stopped union strangling. US ties, if they were strong, would be flooding markets with avocados, wine, platinum, gas, the whole 9 yards, and employing thousands. But no, Cyril's chasing global south, solidarity with dictators who couldn't run a spaza shop. Solidarity is pitching the alternative. America, ignore the ANC circus, partner with us, the producers, MAGA synergy. Priceless? Trump's crew loves winners, deal makers who cut red tape, not bows to Beijing. Imagine tariffs lifted, investments pouring in, like the Yekske after rain, just without pollution. This time it would have jobs, growth, a rand that doesn't blush at 18 to the greenback. But under this lot, with the cautionary tale at Harvard Business School, how not to squander a continent. And yet the lefty chorus wails, colonial throwback, Afrikaner plot, spare me the breath. This is about saving SA from itself. For all of us, the black kid in Khayelitsha dreaming of Silicon Valley coding gigs, the colored fisherman in False Bay watching his catch rot without export routes, to the white farmer staring down a barrel of EWC threats. Solidarity is not dividing us. They are uniting the workers against the welfare queens in parliament. This creates a unique opportunity to offer a positive alternative. Damn straight. While the ANC's diplomatic roller dogs gathers dust, these guys are speed dialing success. We've burned through 20 minutes roasting this farce because brevity is for amateurs and the ANC's failures are a full course meal of mockery. If you're a capitalist with a pulse, back in. Donate to Solidarity, tweet at Cyril, support organizations like Sagalika, AfriForum, as well as Solidarity and SAI. And while supporting those organizations, do support 10 Minutes with Kuhle. We here do need your support to carry out the work that we do. We've got many exciting projects which we've stuck to and we have actually showcased before. And in order to actually continue that work, we need your support. So do consider signing up for membership. It's as cheap as 20 Rand. It helps us to stay on air, as well as you can buy me a coffee by sending me a super chat in the comments below. Tell the Rainbow Mafia to step aside. The adults are talking trade. South Africa's destiny is not bricks, bondage, but bold, borderless business. Mega meets Mzansi. Now that's a deal worth dying for. That's our overtime truth bomb. Like I said, smash, subscribe, rage like if you are pissed as me, and catch the next ep where we auto-spy the latest SOE heist. I'm Kuhle, unbowed, unbought, and unapologetic. God save the Rand and America, but most importantly, God save all of South Africa's people, and let us be united. Till next time, bye.